Now, Themes to be Heard this week is one of my personal favorites. And we have 3 viewers, and I know one of them is sick of this song.
And what song is that?
2014's Run the Jewels song, Close Your Eyes and Count to Fuck. Featuring Rage Against the Machine vocalist, Zach De La Rocha. This is one of my favorite songs ever because it combines 2 of my favorite artists ever. I love Run the Jewels and I love Rage Against the Machine. And Zach has actually worked with Run the Jewels twice now. It would be on this song, and last year they came out with Run the Jewels 4, which had a song called Just. And he's also on that.
So in 2015, they released this It was noted by many to be the most powerful music video of the year.
Pitchfork called it incendiary.
It is a video that
I tear up every time I watch it.
it's a reflection of police brutality and race relations, which this came out in 2015.
Which was actually
And
slightly
it's
before
still-
Ferguson.
Yeah, still like prevalent to this day too.
The song was made before Ferguson. And the video came out after Ferguson. So when people accused it of kind of baiting, they were like, we made that way before that happened. So it's more life, really, us telling you how it really is and then you seeing it.
So it was directed by A.G. Rojas? Rojas?
Yeah.
Starring Lakeith Stanfield and Shea Wiggum. Lakeith Stanfield was in one of our previous episodes of Get Out. He was in that movie.
Go back, listen to our earlier audio episodes of which I'm actually, now that I know how to do it, I might go through and remaster all those because I know how to make them better now. But Lakeith Stanfield recently has an excellent starring role in The Harder They Fall. He plays this really cool, like, left boyfriend role in The Night After. You remember about the 3 girls? Which that's movie is the reason Lizzo's famous.
He was also in the starring role in it was Sorry to Bother You.
Oh my god, that movie is insane.
Yeah.
And I would say stay tuned. I would say that's a stay tuned, but I don't think we have the time. That movie is a lot. And I love it. It's fantastic and everything that it talks about it hits on, but man, is it a lot.
And then Shea Wiggum, I don't even know if I'm saying his name
I
right.
believe it's Wingham, but the idea that there's a cop named Wiggum and we're not making Simpsons references is killing me.
He has been in a lot. I always think of him from Boardwalk Empire. He played Steve Buscemi's cop brother on that. Was he in The Shape of Water?
He was. He was one of the other. He wasn't. He was like the decent person to Michael Shannon's monstrous FBI agent. He's one of those character actors that he shows up twice a year in something, and he's always a solid actor, but I don't feel like he's ever been a lead ever. Like, he's never had a big leading role, but he's always solid as like a supporting actor.
Yeah. So basically this music video is
it's all black and white.
Shot in black and white, and
the first thing you see is Lakeith Stanfield's, which they're called black. When you look on IMDb, it's credited as Black Man and Cop. So you see Black Man wake up and he sits up in his bed, and then it cuts straight to the street. Well, after we see like there's a walking shot of LP.
I just realized we have not been using our photos at all.
Oh, damn!
I had so many Witches of Eastwick pictures.
Well, I'm sorry, and I forgot to. We had so many technical difficulties before the show.
Yeah.
That it's kind of a bummer that just happened.
We have some photos that kind of show what the music video looked like, and I'm so sorry we didn't have any of the Witches of Eastwick photos up.
We need to start a Discord so we can put all our pictures up on a Discord so people can see them later. Because it would be cool to have a Discord for the show. Bloop. There. Now we got some Run the Jewels pictures. Here we go. Okay, so we have, oh man, I just love them so much. They're two of my favorite people on the planet. We have, Zach De La Rocha, LP, and Killer Mike, which the history of this group spans decades. So Killer Mike actually started his rap career, oh, that's a good picture, in the 80s. Like, he was one of those rappers that you would see, like, in the Kangol jacket with big old rope chain back in the day. He's been around since the early Def Jam days. LP started as one of the, these lyrical rappers. There's a whole subset of rap that really tried to push the English language as far as it could go. So you have guys like A$AP Rock, who don't have a huge following, but when you look at his lyrical content, it's so dense, because the lyrics are so densely manipulated that it, God, that picture, doesn't lend itself to melodic song. You know what I mean? So LP used to be a member of that community, because LP worked with A$AP Rock a lot, and most of the time when you listen to that kind of music, you have to be reading the lyrics for it to be impressive. And then Zach De La Rocha. If you don't know who Rage Against the Machine is, you've been living under a rock for the past 30 years. But Zach is one of the first people to take hip-hop lyricism and meld it to hard rock music, and that's where we got Rage Against the Machine. What all three of them have always had in common is this far left-wing, like, very socially conscious form of music that all three of them have always done. Killer Mike actually worked with Chuck D a lot in his early years. And when Run the Jewels got together, which is LP and Killer Mike, they really wanted that to be the center point of their music, which you hear through every Run the Jewels album, which Run the Jewels albums are just named RTJ 1, 2, 3, and 4. So if you're talking to a Run the Jewels fan and you go, oh, what album is that on? And they say 3. It's just on RTJ 3. Like, they don't name their albums. Which leads us to this video in particular. Because I feel like before this, nobody, like, this is the thing that got them more attention to get to the point where they are now. Because the thing that really blasted them out into the big public sphere was when their song Legend Has It was used for the not gonna tear up, the original Black Panther trailer. This was the only thing before that. So we see them, the three of them walking, and then we see Black Man wake up, and then it instantly cuts straight to the street. There's no context of how they got there. There's no context of how long they've been there. They're just there, and they know that they are opposing.
So the director did come out, and basically the point of the video is that these two characters, they've already fought their ways past their judgments, and they've learned hatred toward one another. Our goal was to highlight the futility of the violence, not celebrate it. So basically, we're seeing these two complex characters that we don't know anything about just fighting, And it is an aggressive video, but there's no weapons. We don't actually see any punches being thrown.
Which cop has a gun, and neither of them reaches for it.
But they're both clearly exhausted.
The whole time. And they were tired before we got there. I'm not gonna cry. They see each other, and black man tries to run away, and cop says, "Hey, stop right there." Those are the only two spoken lines, or that's the only spoken line, I believe, in the entire video. And then there are these times where you're watching them, and it's not so much a fight as it is just a struggle. Because like you said, there are no punches thrown. Nobody really hits anybody. So
they're kind of just like hanging on to each other a lot too, or they're just laying next to one another.
And then there are moments where it looks like they're hugging.
Yeah.
Where they're holding each other, and there are these moments of like, and then they realize, wait, and they start like at it again. And it goes from the street into a house, which again, when you want to talk about symbolism, those things that happen on the streets get brought home. Whether it be one man's home or the other man's home, it goes home eventually. Which there's kind of a little funny moment. There's kind of a giggle where the one guy reaches in the fridge and he pulls out the milk, and you think he's going to drink it, but he's just pouring it on himself because he's so exhausted. And then the other guy runs in and he takes it from him, and then he starts pouring it on himself. It's a little chuckle in a really serious video where this struggle works its way upstairs. It's not like they go up the stairs and start again. They are literally, the entire time, they're literally just grappling with each other. And it looks tiring, and they're sweating, and like there's scenes like this where they just can't anymore, but then they keep doing it.
And it ends with them both on the bed, and basically they know they're gonna wake up the next day and have to do it all over again.
But they lay down and fall asleep on the same bed. It's an extremely powerful statement that when it all ends, we all lay down the same way. No man leaves this life laying on a different kind of bed than the other man. So while the struggle is relevant, it doesn't mean... While the struggle is relevant, it also is harmful to everyone. It's an excellent video. It's an excellent song. LP is responsible for the beat of it, which is iconic because most of the time whenever you hear Run the Jewels, you hear Zach De La Rocha and this very cut up, run the jewels fast, run their jewels fast, and it's what a lot of people think of when they think of them. I truly think that this should go up as one of the most influential music videos, at least of our time, just because it's simple, and while you're watching it, it goes by so fast. But everything you see means so much. Every little bit of that struggle of them, there's times where they're hugging each other, or there's one moment where they're just holding on to like the lapel section of each, and they're just staring at each other. And they're just like holding, and they're not like tugging, they're not pushing, they're just holding and staring at each other, and it's so intense. AJ Rojas, or AG Rojas, I wrote it incorrectly, has also directed videos for Skrillex, Calvin Harris, and Jack White.
What was that? The 16 Saltines or something?
Yep.
Saltines.
Yep. Bunch of crackers. She's gonna get sick of those someday. All right. Now that may have been a quick themes to be heard segment, but I really do want to encourage everyone to go watch the video. Watch it twice. Really pay attention to what these two guys are doing, and the way that they're interacting, it's powerful.